Welcome back, everybody. This is August 1st of 2019, and this is episode 8 of What is on My Desk. So we have a few things we're going to go over in this video. I've got some progress on the 4 new kits I'm building. MiG-21, the Grumman F4F Wildcat, the Hawker Sea Hurricane, and my deHavilladn Vampire. A bit of progress has been completed on those. We'll take a look at that in a second. We also have a decal sheet I received. We're going to be doing a quick review on that. And at the end of all of this, you guys will get a chance to see the rest of my coin collection, my challenge coin collection. It is going to be a couple of days until I get this uploaded. As I said, it's August 1st right now. Probably going to be next week, say the 5th or 6th, maybe the 7th, before I get this video put together and uploaded. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, I'm heading out. I'm heading down to Detroit for the Thunder over Michigan Air Show. Looks like it's going to be a good show. Over 70 aircraft on the ground, but mixed between World War II and modern stuff. 11 Corsairs, 9 P-51s. It's going to be a great show. So before we swing over here and take a look at the models, as always, my name's Sean, and this is Sean's Aviation. So as usual, I'm going to go over some of the new products I have. Well, the only new product I have. I'm going to go over that now, just so I can get it, filed away and cleaned up a little bit on my desk. Stuff comes in all the time. To store it until the end of the month or beginning of the month to make these videos doesn't make any sense. So as always, I think this is the last time I make this announcement. I want to go through my new products as I put stuff away, and I'll put these into the monthly update videos. So this month, only one item. If you remember last month, I had those 4 kits, if you saw last month's video. If not, please go back and watch it. I got those 4 kits very, very inexpensively. And one of them was a 787, a Revell 144 scale Boeing 787. So I bought decals for that. I'm going to do it up in Air Canada, and I want to do it up in the new Air Canada scheme. So these are V1 decals. Great guy. Used to live here in Ottawa. He now lives out west, I believe, in British Columbia. I've met him a few times. I got stuck in a bind doing an airliner decal one time. A commission build for somebody at work. Found these guys with this guy's website, contacted him. He's from Ottawa. We met up in person. I got the decals off him very quickly. I think it was a 2-day wait. The prices are generally amazing for what you get. Anybody into airline models, this guy's great. He's got tons of different stuff on his site, different aircraft types, different airlines, and the quality is amazing. So if you're looking for airline decals, V1 decals. I am not being paid for any of this right now. This is just my own opinion. And they come in a very neat, tidy package. This gets mailed in a standard envelope, so your shipping charges are extremely low for the way they come. So this is just one of those, excuse me, fancy plastic, bags you see stuff get shipped in. So it's got a little sticky side, and then when you open it up, you can see how he has packaged them in a way that makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to start off with the instructions. He prints these off, I believe he prints these off at home, but the quality is great. So it's a single page. The instructions he provides are instructions for how to apply the decals. He does not go into detail about, where to put your demarcation lines or what shade blue or what paint manufacturer, paint type. That's all on you to kind of figure out. He just provides the decals themselves for specific aircraft. So as I said, this is the newer Air Canada airline scheme. The white with the black belly, with the raccoon eye stripe around the nose, and then it's got the big maple leaf under the belly. So this is sort of a flashback to the old Air Canada scheme from sort of the 80s with the dark green tail. Although this one's black, but it's got a bit of a modern touch. So I personally love this new Air Canada scheme. And as all my other Air Canada aircraft are in that metallic blue color, I figured that this 87 should be done up in this scheme. So very good basic instructions. He has, for this particular set, he also has included some decals provided by Draw Decal, another big decal manufacturer, and they actually have like a silk screen system. Whereas when he prints stuff at home, he can't print white. He can only print darker colors. So for example, these come out quite nice with the reds and everything's deep. However, with the tail, with the 801, it's clear. So you'd have to paint the tail white, put the black decal on, and you get the white letters. So it's not ideal. And I mean, if you had this whole thing, look at the tail, if you painted the tail black to match the decal with the black tail, you would see edges, and you know, getting this to match the fuselage perfectly, it wouldn't be as nice as if you could just put a red maple leaf onto a black tail. The issue you run into is how do you get the white letters. So he's made a deal with Draw Decals, and they've provided silk screened decals for some of the smaller details. So you've got your roundels for the tail, you've got your roundels for the bottom of the fuselage, your engines. You know, some of this stuff is provided elsewhere. You have that option with the all black tail, but here you also got your cargo doors, the really fine details that aren't just black. They've got some silver or gray or yellow or colors that wouldn't necessarily print out well. You also have the white, and that's the key. I don't know if you guys can see that from, I'll zoom in here a little bit. Let's hope it focuses. There you go. You see white decal. So that's the decal for the nose wheel door with the turn limits, and these are the 801s for the tops of the tails. So it's a nice feature that he's provided these. You know, the cost was not significant considering he's got a third party producing these decals for him. So it's a great set. As I've said, used his decals a few times before. Quality's great. Application is amazing. As always, this is sort of one of those aftermarket decal sheets where this entire page is a single decal. So when you cut them out, you kind of have to cut out, you know, you wouldn't necessarily leave all of this backing. You'd cut around the windows nice and tight, and then go through and cut out, you know, the decal, the details on their own, and cut and paste all of this into where they need to be. But again, no complaints with these decals. Highly recommended. So I'm just going to take the time now. Actually, while I'm putting this away, I'll wrap it all up because I am pretty much done with this. So that is the only product that I purchased in the past month. It's the only one that's going to show up for a while. I don't have any other purchases that I need to make. I mean, I bought some paints, but I'm not going to go through every time I buy paints. Little much, I believe, for this type of video series. So that's that. New decals for the 787 model. I don't really plan on buying too much else. Just a little bit of news, I should say. I'm probably going to buy one more kit because Tamiya just announced, I'm now filming this on July 22nd for that beginning of the August update video. Yesterday, July 25th, Tamiya announced their next release. It's a 1/48 scale P38 EFH. The early P38 Lightnings with the rounded lower cowlings. I have an older, I believe it's an Academy kit, extremely hard to find. I paid out the nose for it, and here we go. Tamiya is releasing a brand new one, so I'm probably going to pick one of those up. I have plans to build it up as an RAF bird without the turbochargers at some point, so that's also sort of my plan to how I want to get involved with making some resin detail kits. I might try to make a resin plug. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, so stay tuned. You know, in the next couple of months, I may have a Tamiya P38 Lightning in my hands. So yeah, here we go. We'll head back to the standard video. So yeah, as predicted, it is August 7th, before I had a chance to sit down and get this update filmed between going away for the air show and no daycare for my oldest daughter. It's been a bit of a hectic week around the house. But here we are. Update on the 4 kits that I've been working on. We'll start with the MiG-21. So you'll see here, I've got the interior cockpit color painted, as well as the inside of the fuselage and the instrument panel and the cockpit tub. And I have gone ahead and painted the detail in the black. So the instrument panel here with the instruments, and then on the side consoles and the control stick, all three have already had the black, sorry, all two have already had the black detailing painted. And then the ejection seat, the base seat has its sort of base color of gray, and then the insert, the cushion, which sits obviously like this inside the seat. I just started. I've got sort of the beginning of the khaki olive drab color. I still got to do the top part of it, and then I got to go in and paint the seat belts and the straps and all the buckles and everything. So coming along. As I said, haven't had much work done on these, so it's a bit of a slow process. The F4F Wildcat, a bit more done on that. Again, cockpit's painted, the sidewalls and the inside here, the wheel wells painted as well. I got some of the internal details painted black, and here I've got the olive drab painted on the pockets. Instrument panel, it's pretty simple, you know, bit of a black along the top here, not much to say. Main cockpit, same thing. Instrument panel, oh my god, the control stick with the top half of the control stick has been painted, propellers painted, the rest of the cockpit pieces here, the side panels have the black detailing done, and the rear bulkhead has the headrest painted in an olive drab color. The engine has, the beginning it's painted gray, and all of the cylinders have been painted steel. I got to go through and do all the detailing on those in black. The firewall, cockpit side is green, wheel well side is white, and you can see here the retracting chains and gears for the landing gear. Not going to really be able to see much of that, but it's been painted steel. Once I get some detail and black wash, all that will just pop. Cowling, basic coat of white on the inside of the cowlings, and then I'm not going to take everything out of the bag. You can kind of get a feel for what you're seeing in here. I've got landing gear bits, the wheels, the seat, some of the engine components here, the little oil cooler and whatnot. So everything's painted respective colors, black or white, and then there's some detailing I'll have to do on some of those a little later. But it's just been a lot of putting pieces on, painting in a color, taking them off, getting the next batch of pieces ready, painting a color. So I mean, I've only airbrushed, well, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colors really. I've done very little assembly. It's just been a whole lot of airbrushing and detail painting. So moving on to the Hawker Hurricane. You'll see the Sea Hurricane, the Hawker Sea Hurricane. The insides of the fuselage have the interior green painted. Rear bulkhead, headrest has been painted black. Side door has the pouches painted like an olive drab khaki. The instrument panel green with the black handle. The sidewalls for the sort of cage of the fuselage is painted silver with a lot of the details picked out in black. And then inside a little baggy. Again, I'm not going to pull everything out, but you get the idea in here. I've got cockpit floor silver, landing gears are silver, tail wheel silver, the seats green, the instrument panel's black. There's a photo etch panel. It's also painted black. More cockpit parts. The inside of the radiator tubs is silver, the landing gear bays are silver, the props are painted black, and the radiator fronts and backs are painted black. So again, it's going to be a lot of detailing and making this stuff pop as I move on with assembly. And then the rear fuselage, the lower wing, has silver painted for the insides of the wheel wells, as well as this section here where the radiator housing hits. So there's going to be a bit of a playing around with this, because at some point in the back here you can kind of see the outline of where the radiator housing fits, and at some point in here there'll be a demarcation line where the underside color stops and the silver of the inside starts. So once I get that radiator housing built and put in place, you know, set it there, I can kind of pick a line, and I'll just lay down a layer of mask, and then I can do a feather paint kind of the bottom color on the outside of that, and then when I glue everything together, it'll clean up. And then the even less work has been done on the Vampire, because it's just black. The insides of the cockpit have a bit of black. The cockpit tub itself has a layer of black, and then the rest of the little parts in here, the sidewalls of the cockpit, the back half, like the decking behind the seat, the instrument panel, everything's been painted black. Again, I don't have a lot done with the Vampire, as there's not much to do. The outside's painted silver, the wheel wells are going to be closed up, cockpit's black. It's a pretty simple airframe. Once I get the cockpit assembled and get everything put together, I just spray the whole thing aluminum at the end and it's done. So it's a relatively pretty easy aircraft to put together. The other aircraft have a lot more details of multicolors in the cockpits and the interiors and whatnot. So it's a bit of a process, but as you can see, it's just been a lot of painting. Not a lot has been done on these. So there you have it. Next update, hopefully, it's already the 7th of August, so I don't have a whole lot of time, but hopefully the next video, by the time I get to the September update, you will have some weathering and some stuff glued together and some actual progress to be seen. These will start looking like an airplane and not just a bunch of painted parts. So yes, on that note, just a quick update for this channel. I've got Thunder Over Michigan happened last weekend, the 2nd and 3rd of August. I have quite a few pictures and video from that. I'm currently, while I'm working on this video, I'm also working at uploading the pictures to my website. And from there, I'll post a small select album onto the Facebook page, so check that out if you haven't seen it already by the time this video comes out. And then my next project after this video and the website update is going to be some video from the show. I got some video on my camera. My dad took a bit of video with his video camera, and sorry, my daughter's talking in the background there. So I got some video, he's got some video, and I took some sort of B-roll from around the field, and I'll intersperse that with some of the pictures and of the statics in the show and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to put that together, my first reel. I've done videos of air shows before in the past, putting them to music. This is going to be my first kind of chance at doing some of the air shows with this sort of format, with me talking. I'll do some voiceover for what you're seeing and whatnot, so you have an idea of what you're looking at. Yeah, so that's my next project. And then I've got another air show next week. The RAF Red Arrows are coming to town, so I got to get some work from that, some pictures, some video. And then I have 2 more shows coming up in September. The local show here in Ottawa again, the Aero Gatineau 2019 show with the F-35, the F-18 demo, the Snowbirds, and the weekend after that, I'm going down to the London Air Show, and that's going to be a big deal. So between the next couple of weeks, it's going to be a lot of, I probably won't have a lot of time to work on models, because it's going to be a lot of video editing and air show travels and making up to my wife for going away to these air shows. So it's going to be a lot of me kind of hanging out with the kids so she can take a bit of a break. So stay tuned to all of that. Coming up next, you're going to get a chance to see the rest of my coin collection. I did get a few more coins at the London Air Show, sorry, at the Thunder Over Michigan Air Show, but I'm going to include those in the September video, and I'll probably have more coins in September from the London Air Show, possibly from the Gatineau shows, and I'll discuss those in the October. So the next 3 videos, you guys will be, for those who do have an interest in coins, you're going to see a bit of a interest in the coins. And sorry, my mind's everywhere right now. For those of you who have an interest in coins, the next 3 videos will be interesting to you, because you'll get to see the rest of my coin collection. And that is that. So here we go. Moving on to coins. Enjoy. And yeah, as I had said, not a lot of updates for this month, and I'm going to finish off this video. A couple of videos ago, I went through all of the challenge coins that was given to me, either as a thank you or as a gift. This month, I'm going to go through the rest of the challenge coins that I purchased. As I said, a lot of these are sold at museums and by organizations to help raise funds. So I'm going to go through a few of them. The video isn't very long. It's a very short update this month. So without further ado, let's start going through these. I'll pull out my case since a lot of them are in here. And you've seen a number of these already from the last one. The ones that were given to me, some of the presidential and the RCMP ones. So we'll start off, 2 other ones that are presidential related that happened with the last Air Force One visit are these 2 here. I bought them from the unit. HMX-1, the presidential helicopter unit. I am just going to zoom in just a little bit and create a little area to work with. So here we go. These are both the challenge coins from HMX-1, the U.S. Marine Helicopter Presidential Squadron. So when these are the ones you see with the SH-60s and the Sea Kings. I can't think of what they're H3s. I think SH3s or HH3s. Anyways, this is the famous, you see the helicopters landing on the lawn of the White House. This is the unit that does it. When Air Force One was in town, he had his helicopter was on, Sea King was on red hot standby in case he needed to be, airlifted out of the city for any reason. So the unit was based in one of our hangars, and they had a big bucket of stuff, like a big tote that they were selling stuff. Nobody really could access it because it wasn't open to the public. We bought a few things. So these are the 2 coins. This one obviously this is sort of more of their ceremonial one that they sell, with the helicopter and the flag on the background, and then their presidential, the Marine Corps seal on the other side. So it's, this is more of their rah one. I want to say people want this one because it looks cool, whereas this is more of sort of their challenge coin that they would be issuing to people. It isn't quite as cool, but I mean, in my mind, it's awesome. I love all of the detail in here in the black and the gold. As you can see on the back, the crest is the same, but on this side, that looks a little this looks a little retailish. This looks a little bit more sort of the military side of what you would expect to see with a challenge coin. So those are 2 cool ones. You don't see those around a lot just because the unit itself isn't usually accessible to the public. The unit's usually busy. They're off in the shadows, in the background. They're not at air shows. They're not at organizational. It's very rare you get a chance to buy that stuff. So going through some more, we've got a few of the demo team challenge coin. So this is the F-16 demo, the U.S. Air Force F-16 demo. Of course, the team has a challenge coin, and on the back, it's the front side is the F-16, the Viper demo team, and on the back is the Heritage Flight Crest, P-38, P-40, P-47, P-51, F-86, F-16, F-22. Obviously, that has been updated a little bit in the previous years because as time goes on, the F-35 has been added to the program, as well as now the A-10 is back. So it dates the coin, but there isn't actually a date on the coin. So if you buy the demo team coin today, the front basically looks the same. It's just if they've even made new coins, the back is going to update a little bit. As well, the F-22 demo team. I bought this one. I'm pretty sure I bought this one in Thunder River, Michigan a few years ago. This one I bought at the Trenton Air Show. I believe it was in 2016 that Trenton had their air show. And I bought this. It was the first time I saw the F-22 demo. And I bought this coin at that show along with a bunch of other swag, some stickers and postcards and whatnot. I was right, 2016. So this coin is dated for the 2016 year. And it has names. I guess all of my team member names are written around the back end of the coin. So I'm assuming this coin does get updated on a yearly basis. For those hardcore collectors out there, they will have this from every year versus just one. I'm happy with just one. I do not have a lot of space to store these. Moving on, not necessarily a demo team, but still a really, really cool coin is the F-35. I love how it's cut out in the middle. It looks great. If you have something with white, you can see how the background is cut out on that. Right? It looks amazing. It is the first U.S. Air Force combat-coded F-34 squadron. The coin itself is from the maintenance team, the 34th AMU Aircraft Maintenance Unit. So it's not the squadron itself, the 388th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron. So it's the maintaining squadron, not the flying unit squadron, but from Hill Air Force Base, Utah. And they were down in the, I believe I got this at the 2017 London Air Show, and the F-35s were first there. But again, this coin is amazing. One of the favorite coins I have in this collection. Moving on, 810. This is one of the ones you get from the the A10 unit based out of Selfridge. They don't have a unit coin, but they sell this coin, and it comes from Operation Inherent Resolve in 2015 based out of Kuwait. And on the back side, it includes all of the nations and what aircraft they flew. So the American Osprey, the Italian Tornadoes, I believe that's Belgium? I'm sorry for any of the European countries that are laughing at me right now. I'm not very good when it comes to the European. Let me check my Air Force list here and see. No, Belgium is not. Anyways, one of the European F-16s. I want to say it's Dutch or Belgian. Anyways, American A10s and the Canadian CF18. So I love the backside though. It's just that, you know, the look of the GAU 8, excuse me, GAU 8 gun. So that's a pretty cool coin to have. I got this when I was down in Pima Air and Space Museum. It is the official coin for the David Monthan Air Force Base, the world famous Tucson, Arizona Boneyard Aerospace Maintenance and Regeneration Center. So this is the actual base's coin, which they sell at the Pima Air and Space Museum. Again, I'm a big fan of the Boneyard, always cool to go. 355th Fighter Squadron, the Chiefs. These guys fly F-15s from Seymour Johnson Air Force Base in North Carolina. I got these. I'm out of whack again here. The Selfridge Air Show back in 2017, I want to say 2016, 2017. Selfridge, the 50th anniversary air show. These guys, as their coin says, they're the world leading MiG killers. Probably goes back to a lot of the Desert Storm and Operation Iraqi Freedom missions. But yeah, so the 355th Fighter Squadron, the Chiefs. Again, pretty cool to get some of these coins. It's just stuff you don't see very often when they sell the swag. So one of the first things I see when I see people, "Do you got coins?" Because I want coins. This is the Curtiss Wright C-46 Commando. Warriors and Warbirds. This is... I'm trying to remember what the name of the aircraft is. I can't remember like the exact aircraft. I can't think of it. It's the only airworthy C-46 doing air shows right now in military configuration. I got this from the... I either got this when it was on display in Michigan or when it was from Geneseo. But again, it's a cool plane. You don't see, you know, it's cool to have that in the collection. As I said, I just buy everything I can find. Canadian Harvard Aircraft Association. I think I might have showed this in the last video because my wife bought this for me. I tried to buy it from them. I went to get money out of the debit machine. By the time I got back, the coin was gone. And yeah, I turned to my wife and bought it and surprised me with it. So I'm pretty sure I talked about this one in the last video. The next two are related. The Commemorative Air Forces, the B-17 and the B-25. Both of these I bought in Gatineau. Both of these aircraft had come through the Vintage Wings of Canada hangar on their international tour. Both of them are from the Commemorative Air Force Arizona wing at Falcon Field inside Phoenix, Arizona. And the funny thing is I bought both of these, both Sentimental Journey and Made in the Shade in Gatineau, and then I ended up going down to their hangar on one of my Phoenix trips. So, well, my Phoenix trip. I've only been there once, but it's just kind of cool that I bought the coins when the aircraft were out and about, and then I ended up going to see them at home. So those two are, as you can see, very identical because they're from the same unit and the same type of aircraft. The same unit, the same Commemorative Air Force unit, so their coins are exactly the same, just with the different aircraft in it. This is a cool one. This is from the C-60 Lodestar. It's based with the Commemorative Air Force out of Houston, and it's in the shape of the tail of the Lodestar. So you'll see on the back, it's done up to look like the vertical stabilizer of a C-60. Good time gal. So it's just interesting. You don't see that. It's one of those cool ones. Who knows how many of these, if they're going to make them again, or how much they paid for them to get them made in this custom shape. But I love the fact that it fits inside the the shape of the tail. It doesn't fit quite well in my little case, but it looks cool. Vintage Wings of Canada Yellow Wings program. I'm not going to go too much in depth with the Yellow Wings program. Basically, training aircraft that were used by the RAF and the RCAF here in Canada were painted this yellow, this chrome yellow. Helped identify the aircraft as training, and also it was easy to spot the aircraft if it ever went down, especially in the wintertime with the snow. Yellow stands out quite well. So Vintage Wings of Canada has a Yellow Wings program where they take the training aircraft around Canada, mostly Eastern Canada because it's a little far to get it west, and they go to different air cadet squadrons and camps, and they allow the air cadets to get up and close with these aircraft, and select guys and gals get to go up and fly just to get them to experience what the youth went through back in the day. So it's got the picture on the back of a pilot in training from World War II. Cool program. The funding of the coin helped keep the program going, and as I'm a coin collector, it was obviously one I had to buy. These two, they're not from the same unit, but they're related, so I'll put them together. They're both from DC-3s. This is That's All Brother from the Commemorative Air Force. This is the aircraft that led D-Day. They found it at Basler in Oshkosh, and they saved it, and they restored it, and I helped fund it through the GoFundMe page. And as a thank you, a coin was included in the gift package that I purchased. And then this one is Whiskey 7 from the Geneseo, from I'm trying to remember what the name of it now. It used to be called 1941 Historical Aircraft Group, but they changed their name back to, there it is in the back, the National Warplane Museum. They got their name back. So this one, Whiskey 7 from the National Warplane Museum in Geneseo, upstate New York. This is Commemorative Air Forces, That's All Brother. This aircraft is based in Texas, but it's been going all over the world. It's over in Normandy for the anniversary. It's in Oshkosh right now, as this is the week of Oshkosh for everybody, as I'm filming this early. Not on the beginning of August, so I'm still within the week of Oshkosh. So it is in Oshkosh this week, showing itself off and raising the money they need to keep the rest of them flying. Hopefully I get to see that the aircraft one day. That's All Brother, as again part of that package that I use to help subscribe, includes a free flight. Well, not free, I paid for it, but I get to fly in it at some point when I see the aircraft. So hopefully one day I will get a chance to see the aircraft. That was one of the ones on the display case. I got a large number on the count on the
Thank you for watching, guys, and as always, if you are interested in any of the content you see, you can access my website at www.seans-aviation.com. You can see all the latest pictures of aircraft and museums and the build logs of all of my current models and past models on that site. And if you're interested in any of this content, please click the subscribe button here on YouTube to follow more. Thank you very much, and see you guys next time.